And it's always the managers, bro. It's always the GMs that have and the owners that have to cave because people aren't paying to go see them owners, bro. I'm not buying a $200 ticket to Soldier Field to be able to stare at freaking Virginia McCaskey as beautiful as she is. I'm going there to see these boys absolutely pound each other, baby. My name is Sam. Welcome to BookSmart. I want to talk about the state of the running back position in the NFL. A lot of running backs getting together on Zoom, talking about how they're disrespected, how they want better contracts, they want more money. I want to look at it from both sides, from the running back's perspective, but also want to look at it from the management and the ownership perspective as well. Let's dive in. And the first thing I want to say, man, is, you're looking at the top 100 available free agents still in the NFL, man. If you would have told me that Dalvin Cook, Ezekiel Elliott, and Leonard Fournette would all still be on the market right now, dude, I'd be saying that you're hopped up on something wild, man. I'd be saying that you want some crazy drugs, baby. Pass me a little bit of it too, whatever it is. It sounds wild, but either way, though, they're all still there, right? Dalvin Cook, Ezekiel Elliott, Leonard Fournette. These were, maybe not Leonard Fournette. I might leave him out of this a little bit. He's still a great running back, but Dalvin Cook and Ezekiel Elliott, 2 years ago, these were the best players at their position. Now they're just being disrespected. Nobody even wants them, right? And it's like maybe somebody would take them, but they're not being treated the way. They're not going to get the contracts that they deserve. So I totally understand why the running backs feel like they're being disrespected. It's one of the hardest positions on the game. I'm sorry. It's like a quarterback is the most important position. I get that. That's why they get the most money. I understand that. But if you want to talk about the hardest position, the two hardest positions, in my opinion, in the NFL are left tackle and running back. Any offensive lineman, actually, and running back. Those are the hardest things to do in the NFL. Every play, you are being totally just drilled into by some big boy. Some big boys coming at you, man. But if you look at the offensive lineman, yeah, you're getting drilled by a big boy, but you're a big boy too. It's still hard, but at least you're a big boy. You look at these running backs, a lot of them tiny 5'9", 200-pound guys like Christian McCaffrey, right? You got some big boys like Derrick Henry, but you also have some really, really small guys as well. And you look at these guys like Saquon Barkley getting his 1-year deal, right? He's not satisfied with that. These are workhorses in their offenses. You look at Dalvin Cook running the ball 20-plus times a game, Barkley 30-plus times a game, Derrick Henry runs at 30. Like, these guys run it a lot. I totally understand why they're frustrated, why they want to have a movement and try to figure out what's going on with this position and why the management's disrespecting them. So I totally get their side, right? So let's flip the coin over now to the management and the ownership side, right? I totally understand why they're doing it as well. I mean, it's a business, bro. At the end of the day, it's a business. It's not personal. And you look at, if somebody's not contributing, why are you going to pay them? And even if they are contributing, it's such a revolving door, the running back position, that I don't want to lock a guy up for 3 years. I don't know what's going to happen to him in 3 seasons. I want running backs on 1-year deals, at the most 2-year deals. You know what I'm saying? I don't want these 4-year, 5-year contracts for running backs, because I'm sorry, like, there's a chance you're going to get hurt. There's a chance you're going to stop producing the way that you're producing. You're going to lose your swagger, whatever you want to say. So I understand from the management perspective that they need to do the right thing for the team to save the most money and be the most competitive. I totally understand that. You look at the Bears. I always compare this to the Bears because how many running backs, good running backs that they went through, but how quick they started to fade out. Right? So you look at, Matt Forte, who took over for Matt Forte? Romeo Langford, right? Romeo Langford. Who took over for Romeo Langford? Jordan Howard. Who took over for Jordan Howard? David Montgomery. Who took over for David Montgomery? Now you got Khalil Herbert. So it's like the Bears have gone through so many running backs in a short amount of time that it's just like, they're not, like, running backs aren't lasting unless you're a superb, great running back, right? You're not going to last that long. You're just not. And that's why I feel like the only way to fix this, right? Because there's not many ways to fix this, is if the NFL steps in and they tell teams, if a running back puts up these types of numbers this season, they've done this thing amount of time, whatever you want to say, if it's yards, 1,000-yard seasons, touchdowns, maybe not touches, but, yards per carry, whatever you want to say it is, whatever you want to pool a bunch of statistics together, you could do that as well. I feel like they need to put all these together, and they need to say, if this player on your team has done this 2 times or 3 times, whatever the number is, then you need to give them more than a 2-year contract. Like their minimum is like a 3-year deal. Because running backs just want security, which I understand that, because you don't know week to week, every Sunday, am I going to go down with a stupid injury? Is someone going to drill into me and give me a head injury and then I'm done? You know what I mean? I want security in my money. And that's why I totally understand why they want these 3-year deals. They want these longer duration of contracts. So I totally get that. So I think the only way to fix this, if you are the NFL, and if you want to, because I'm not like, people are going to stop wanting to be running backs. You're going to stop seeing kids wanting to go into college being running backs, right? And we're going to just slowly start to see that position just slowly fade away, because no one's going to want to be it, because they know, hey, that position is one of the hardest and you're not getting paid. You know what I mean? It's like, man, I could get more money being a kicker. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. So it's like, I think we're going to, if this isn't addressed, we're going to start seeing people not want to really be running backs. And if they're going to be running backs, they don't want to be workhorses. Like, why am I going to be a workhorse on offense when I'm not going to get compensated for it? You know what I mean? It's like, I'll touch the ball 5, 6, 7 times a game, but I'm not touching it 20 plus times. Running backs just don't last, dude. Like, honestly, like, bro, like, this video gonna last longer than some running backs, dude. Like, by the time this video is done, Bijan Robinson's gonna be retired from the Atlanta Falcons. You know what I mean? It's just, they don't last. They don't last. Like, you're even looking at, Elliott. Like, how fast did Elliott fall off for the Cowboys, man? How fast? And Pollard is right behind him. They're going to milk Pollard for all he has, and then they're just going to throw the cow away. Just freaking just drain them drain them udders and just throw them away. You know what I mean? So I totally understand it on the management side. It's not a personal thing. They're not trying to disrespect you. They got to do what's best for their team, but at the same time, I understand why running backs are frustrated as well. I think the only way to fix this is there's got to be some minimums from the NFL. They have to come in there and be like, if a running back has done this for you, whatever that thing is, again, whatever you want to say, yards per game, yards per carry, yards per season, whatever it is, right? Then they are owed a 2-year contract, this minimum amount of money. 3-year deal, this minimum amount of money. I feel like that's the only way this is going to be fixed. Management, I'm sorry, sometimes management has to be forced into doing something. So it's like, if you want to keep getting this revenue, you need to make your players happy. You just do. And I'm sorry, I think at the end of the day, it's going to be the owners caving, and it's going to be something to this extent that they're going to be forced to give them multiple year contracts. But you know what? We'll see what happens, man. That's just my thought on the running back position and how they're being disrespected. And I really hope something does happen, man, because I love the running backs. I love running backs. Derrick Henry, Barkley is amazing. Like, Dalvin Cook, I don't want to see these guys sit out. Josh Jacobs, I don't want to see these guys sit out. I want to see these guys play, man. They're entertaining to watch, bro, especially for my fantasy team, too. I need them. Let me know what y'all think. This has been BookSmart, and I'll talk to you guys later.